The best respite for dementia residents is going out overnight, a big treat for them and a big exercise for the relative, taking them out. And there's many things to consider, but the two main aspects really, or the two risks to consider, is the risk of the dementia resident losing their way and getting lost, or falls. Now, to avoid both these scenarios, really the best thing is for two people to be involved in the whole exercise. In terms of driving, it's fine, driving the person to the house that they're going to be staying at or back to the facility, one person's fine. But actually in the home, when they're staying there for the overnight stay, it really is better for two people for a number of reasons. Firstly, if you need to go out on the farm or go shopping or go even to the bathroom, you can't really leave the dementia resident on their own unless you lock the door, of course. Yes, I mean, that's one thing you can do. If you go to the bathroom, you can lock the door so that they don't get out. Even in a minute, they can escape, and they're halfway up the road and you don't know which direction they've gone in. So if you're though having to go out for a further, shopping trip, if you've got someone else there, they can look after them. Otherwise, probably best get all the jobs done. If you're on your own, get all the jobs done before they come, so that then you're the solo carer pretty much for the whole time that they're with you. Now, before leaving the dementia facility, make sure that you've packed up the bags, or the carer will sometimes do that. You've got the medications and you've got the continence products, and the nurse will advise you how to use and when to use each of these. Now, the next thing is, say you've driven home. Now, generally, actually, most dementia residents love sitting in the car and going out for a trip. There's really any problems with that because they spend a lot of time sitting anyway in the dementia unit. So sitting in a car is no different, except it's more exciting because they've got the lovely view out the window and all the goings on, plus your charming company, say the lovely sun. So that's generally a smooth equation. Now, getting home, the thing is that you need to be careful of slopes, steps and stairs, because dementia units are flat. So the dementia resident will no orientation or access to being able to adjust their balance reactions to steps, stairs or slopes, because there are none. So their balance reactions get off kilter, so they can easily fall with a step, a curb or a slope. So the best thing really is arm and arm support, not handhold, because it's, they can easily fall and you can't catch them the same. Just arm and arm support by your side, and they put their hand through your upper arm. Then you've got the proximal support and can easily catch them if they go off balance. So that's the thing for losing one's way. Of course, if they're arm in arm with you, they're not going to lose their way because they're with you, one unit. So that solves that. Now, in terms of falls at home, of course, this can happen because the person will probably be disorientated. They get used to the dementia unit and their own room at the dementia unit and all the tracks to and from the lounge and dining room, but that's their world. So even if they come home, whether it was their old home or your home as the son, chances are they've forgotten the layout and they'll be disorientated. And so you really need to be with them the whole way. Toileting, to and from toileting being the big thing. So that's quite a restriction. So really, you can't go out on the farm and do your work and have mum in the house. You really do need to be there for the whole time. Now, the other biggest restriction really is nighttime and the toileting. Because if it's, say, the son's taken mum home to the farm, the old homestead for the night, and mum wants to get up to go to the toilet, she'll be disorientated as to where the toilet is. So really, the safest option is to have someone else, say if there's 2 beds in the room, someone else on the other bed, so that when mum wants to get up to the toilet, then you guide her to the toilet, and that will be like every 2 hours. So you'll have you're not going to get a good sleep out of it, that's for sure. So it's a bit of a sacrifice having to get up a few times in the night to help mum to the toilet. That's probably the biggest effort, really. But aside from that, if you can manage this whole situation, which relatives do, I have seen this happen very successfully on a number of occasions. On it with a couple of sons actually managed to do this. Interestingly, one son was a farmer on the family farm, and he used to take his mother out every few months for the weekend. And she just got so much from that trip. Never any problems, no upsets. He got on very well with his mother. So if she became emotional, he knew how to, communicate with her to calm her down. And that is also a big thing. If you get on well with the dementia resident, say your mother, if there's any problems with behaviour or mood, you're more likely to be able to bring her out of it if you already have a good relationship with her, which will make the overnight stay a lot more harmonious. But it's really good. I mean, this particular son took his mother out every few months for a long period of time, and it worked perfectly well. So if you've got the confidence to do it, the time and energy to do it, and you're prepared to put in the effort, then it's a wonderful, wonderful experience for the dementia resident, and they can be settled and relaxed and at ease for a good few months in the unit, have that resilience and coping capacity boosted by that overnight stay. So I've written about these topics and more in the 2 books, Resident's Voice and The Resident's Rise, both from a dementia unit, both on Amazon and my website description below. Thank you for your interest, and please subscribe.